Alright. Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode 89. This one I'm only reviewing episodes 38 and 39 of Hikari Sentai Maskman. 38 is a time traveling episode, which is one of the few I've actually come across here. Now, this one basically starts off with her basically, oh yeah, he was a kid, he was very respectable and quite handsome. And then there's a time travel monster. Because, of course, Tube's got one. Oh, and by the way, the rest of the journals, they briefly appear for this one scene. And with the exception of Agram and their assistant, well, his assistant, with the exception of those two, I mean, it just basically just the seven of them go back into the lunar time monster. Or just by sheer coincidence, they just were like a loving version of Tucker. Like he just mentioned them, like in an episode. Like, oh look, there he is. And it turns out he was a troublemaker when he was a kid. At one point, when Himiko and Miko basically are looking after him, he calls him ugly and pulls up the skirts. Yep. Yeah, and then of course they eventually remembers, oh yeah, how they get back in time is that you have Red Mask shooting the eye of the time monster, and then shooting once again just returns to the present. And by the way, the commander's there. First time he's out in the field, as far as I can tell, when it comes to him. With the exception of like one of the, I think it was exception of episode 2, this is probably by far the first time he's actually been in the field when it comes to the Rangers, because usually Hank's at the base a lot of the time. And eventually when they get back to the present, they do destroy the monster, and then the whole Rangers do in fact go after Takaru for potentially lying to them about the fact about how he was when he was a kid, calling the girls ugly. Really, these are not bad looking women, and I'm like, you call them ugly? No, it's kind of dumb. 39 is an interesting one that kind of sets up so basically what we're probably going to see for episode 40. Episode 39 is simply this: it's a standalone appearance of a new character, X1 Mask, who is a green suited character, and he only appears for this one episode. There's a reason for that. You first start off with the Maskman being just happily going out in the field because they're basically being challenged by him, because just cause. Excuse me, they battled him for a while. Yeah, they battled him for a while. And of course, leaves a bomb on him. And then they're saved by a guy on a motorcycle. And then he transforms, like, change form. He transforms into X1 Mask. And of course, the Tube are like, what, there's a sixth Maskman? Well, he only appears with one episode. Well, we'll get to that. And of course, his real name is Ryu. And the commander, he was a disciple of the commander, but he left. He does not know the reason for it. And then, of course, after some persuasion by the course of Tuya, yeah, it turns out the reason why he stopped showing up for training, because his girlfriend got killed by Tube. Why in the world at that point they decided to kill his girlfriend? Not known. It's particularly quite weird. And this is all because of his girlfriend dying. Yeah, as far as I can tell, they don't really explain why they just happen to go after him. Just like, oh, we have two going after them. Despite the fact they shouldn't have been active at that point, because when they launched the full scale attack back in the pilot episode, that's when they're active. Why the heck to go after that point, I have no idea. Was Yuko herself basically, let's just say, a member of the Underground? Possibly, yes. They don't really go into it at all. It's by far one of the strange ones. And eventually, do have a rematch with the monster. Eventually, he makes a new hell fireball thanks to Byron's sword. And thanks to the efforts by X1 Masters, by the way, he's able to do a roll call, which I thought was really cool. And then eventually he takes power from killing the Maskman, and he loses his powers thanks to the explosion, which apparently his power was his vest that he was wearing. So apparently that got damaged, so he couldn't transform anymore. And eventually, with him losing his powers and defeating the monster, he decided, well, despite the fact he being a masked man, he is still a warrior. So he decided to open up a school to train kids about kendo and justice. Okay, so basically continues what the commander started. Okay, and that's it for him, because this was his only appearance in the series. Unknown what the reason was why he couldn't appear more than one episode. Yeah, I've not found any info exactly why in the world the actor himself only appeared just for this one episode. Now you might be asking, did this guy actually appear in any other show aside from this one? Not really. Let's see. Can't find the info on the guy. But I'm curious though, why the heck he decided not to stay on for the series. Might be interesting to have a 6 range, but nope, they decided to keep it at 5 for the rest of the run. Oh yeah, at this point, there's only 12 episodes left. Yep. 2 really good episodes. I've thoroughly enjoyed these 2. So tomorrow, I'm hoping to cap off Maskman, because there's only 2 episodes left to go, and the only reason why I stop after 2, because I want to put out one more Super Sentai review tonight before I close off for the evening, okay? So tomorrow I expect to see more Super Sentai reviews, along with a review for the newest episode of Attack on Titan, okay? Next video. Bye.